So I've been back home now for about a day at this point, back from Pittsburgh. Spent most of my time in this very room, sitting at this desk, in this chair, just because I've been feeling under the weather for like the past week. And I guess I just want to talk about like this old environment because it brings back a lot of memories. I'm sitting here at my desk, I got my keyboard, my computer that I built, the two monitors right here, and it kind of just feels very nostalgic. And I even just went through my old clips from that are just sitting on this hard drive from like 2018. And I was just going through some of those, rewatching them. There's just like Fortnite recordings of like me playing squads with some of my friends, and just recording some content because I used to actually this used to be my streaming setup. I used to stream on Twitch for those of you that don't know, and I actually got paid on I got my paycheck from Twitch very recently because they lowered the minimum payout threshold from like $100 to $50, and I was sitting at like 60 something dollars that I made on Twitch for the past 3 years, and I just never saw that money. But just recently, since they just changed the minimum threshold, or yeah, the minimum threshold, I got my $60 from Twitch. So I have officially been paid by Twitch because I, grinded for the affiliate program, got my 100 followers on that site, and then had a minimum viewership time and then a minimum amount of viewers per stream for a bit. And that was high key a grind, but it was fun. And I guess can I say that I was like a professional Twitch streamer because I got paid, or no? I can't say I was full time because that income did not serve me at all, but I did make money off of Twitch, which is something that I feel like a lot of people can't say. So I'm gonna give myself props for that from playing Fortnite. But yeah, I was just watching a bunch of my old clips that are sitting here on my hard drive from 2018. So couple years ago for sure, couple years ago for sure, and it was just really nostalgic. Good times sitting here, playing at this very desk, and talking to friends. It was a lot different back then for sure. I think I don't know if I'll include any clips here, but I probably won't. But it's just interesting seeing that kind of stuff and like how I acted and how I spoke back then compared to now, and how I record myself. And I don't know, I always just every time I look back at any of my old recordings or anything like that, any old footage of myself, maybe I'm just like super narcissistic or something, but I always look back on them very fondly, not in the way that's like I'm admiring or reminisce. I guess I do reminisce on the old days a little bit, but it's not like I'm trying to live in the past or anything, because that's another big thing that you can kind of fall into that trap if you go back. It's like those people that say, "Oh, high school days were my glory days," or anything like that, or I peaked in high school. Um, yeah, I think you can get into a depressive state by saying that kind of stuff, or by thinking in that light where you think that your past will never will never be matched again, and that you peaked whatever back in high school. So it wasn't something like that where I always think that my life was better in the past, but I'm always just pretty proud of like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like how I hold myself, how I act, and what I've become. And these past couple of weeks, since I've been a little bit AFK, 17 days missing, but I've been reflecting in my downtime because I've kind of been sick, so I've spent a lot of time just in bed and inactive and unresponsive, just because it's hard to go outside when you're coughing up a lung, and also you have a pounding headache and XYZ. But I think that I spent some time like just watching over some of my old videos, and it's not even like they were that old because it was videos that I made like back in the summer. So How many months was that? Not very many. But I still do think like I have some gold in there, some good clips and good advice that when I watch it back I'm like, "Oh yeah, I should probably follow my own advice sometimes." But, it's hard to always be 100% accountable and up to date with everything that you're trying to do. We're all human, so mess up here and there. Nice little tea break. My throat is still kind of destroyed. But yeah, I hope you're doing well because I know this is only like my second video in November, and I try to, or I said I was gonna try to upload every week, but you know how that goes. School gets in the way, life gets in the way of stuff, and I guess I probably could have if I didn't keep making excuses for why I didn't upload. Probably could have uploaded more than I did, but I don't know. There's always a little bit of this roadblock. There's even this roadblock for me to sit down and make this video right now, especially because I'm just like talking, and this video isn't me like giving advice or anything. So maybe I'm just talking more just broadly in general about life, and I guess my life more in particular. Unless you can relate, I would hope that we I would think that we'd go through some sort of similar experiences, like gaming in high school or something like that, and then having work or school or whatever get in the way of you having your fun, I guess, which is essentially what happened to me for the past couple of weeks because I've just been, busy, and that's a whole nother topic that I could probably get into another time, but about the whole school thing and what it's doing and what my actual passions are, what my actual hobbies are. I don't know, it's just really confusing at the moment. I feel like this is like the second or third midlife crisis that I've had, and I'm only like 20 years. Jeez, excuse my cough. But yeah, I'm only like 20 years old, and I feel like this is like the second or third midlife crisis that I've had. But I was just talking to my friend earlier today, and I dropped that line, and I think he had a good point where he's saying, like, if you have these midlife crises or these moments of frustration with yourself and misunderstanding, maybe, or if you're just like lost, that could be a good sign because it shows that you're constantly reevaluating your life position, and you're constantly self-reflecting, which I think that's a good thing. But then again, you don't want to just completely disrupt your whole personality, your whole identity, and always have to be reconsidering what your life is about. But then again, I think it's better that it's happening, now when I'm 20 rather than when I'm 40 and, half of my life is already gone. So I think that's definitely a good aspect of it where, I'm contemplating these things while I'm younger so I can kind of like understand as much as any human can understand about life at 20 years old before, having to make super, super huge decisions like what I'm going to do for work or where I'm going to live or what I want to do for the rest of my life. I've really been introspecting about that kind of stuff, especially with college. And again, I'll go into that at another time with a different type of video, but yeah, just being in this environment, it's pretty nostalgic. Kind of in a bad way, kind of in a good way. Bad way just because, for one, I like looking back now. In the moment, it was definitely fun, playing video games and laughing and hanging out online with friends. That's always a good time. But looking back, with the perspective that I have now and how I view video games, not necessarily video games entirely, because I do still see some benefit in, playing video games or having some sort of release and some outlet to decompress, de-stress, but I don't know, maybe I could have been doing more productive things in my high school days than sitting online playing video games. But going back to the Twitch thing, I did get paid, but it kind of took a couple of years after the fact. And that's cuz I also like gave up on the whole streaming thing anyways, but you know, that's kind of like how what's going on with me right now. I hope you're doing well, still killing life and still, having that fire inside you, not letting it die, because as I've noticed for the past couple of weeks, just going through the motions of being busy with school all the time and being busy with whatever work I have going on at the time, it really really beats you down. And I uploaded that video a couple uploads ago about like if you've given up on your dreams and how just operating in the day-to-day grind kind of just gets you down, and I could see how it kind of beats that fire and that passion out of you. But especially if you're a younger guy, younger kid, maybe still in high school, maybe still in college, definitely hope that you're still hopeful for the future. And even if you're older than that, I'm pretty sure my demographic is mostly, teenagers to mid or older 20-year-olds. So around my age range, I would hope that you still have hope for the future and that you're still optimistic and you still have a sort of fire under you driving you towards doing the things that you want to do in your life. Because even though I have had it, definitely the flame has been subdued a little bit just due to the everyday grind. That doesn't mean it's out. Just need more fuel to the fire. Need some more oxygen in for sure, because I got a stuffy nose right now. But yeah, that's just like a quick life update. I know I don't really know how I feel about these kinds of videos in particular of uploading them. I know I said when I started doing this whole self-improvement thing that I would treat this YouTube channel as somewhat of a video journal, but it kind of just doesn't feel right to just, express whatever problems that I'm having, because it doesn't really align with my business model of this whole YouTube thing, where I'm essentially striving to always provide value to anybody watching, because that's really the thing that's going to make people keep coming back. And who's going to care about this random kid venting about his problems, and they're not even like really problems in the first place, they're just talking about his life, right? So that's why I always strive to provide value, and not that I want to be like a YouTube robot who only makes videos that provide value and only has all the life hacks for figuring out what to do in life. That's also not how I want to be seen. So, having a little bit of a balance, but then again, I don't want every video to be just an update video of like, oh, hey guys, sorry for not uploading for 2 weeks. And then the next video is, hey guys, sorry for not uploading for a month. That's like, those kinds of videos don't really make too much sense to me. I've always had the outlook of just like, at least for the whole YouTube thing, just like doing what you're planning on doing, and then like letting that result be the explanation, rather than being like, you don't have to announce, hey guys, I'm taking a 2-week break off, unless it's for content, I guess, like that's the topic of the video. But I just never thought it was very helpful to anybody if I just gave life updates, unless it was something like super major in my life. But then again, who who cares about a random kid on the internet's life updates is basically, I guess, what I've been trying to get to. But yeah, I don't know if this video has provided value in any way. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you're still kicking it for sure, still doing well. Leave a comment if you want, and we could like catch up or something like that. That's what I've been spending this Thanksgiving break doing. Actually, is trying to schedule some time to meet up with some of my good friends who are back around home, seeing what they've been up to, catching up, just chatting. So I'd be more than willing to do that through YouTube comments as well. So yeah, I think that's just gonna be the video for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to stay on target.